3, 2, 1, and go. So they should be getting started on the stream here very shortly. I'm gonna pop out chat so I can see what all y'all are talking about. So yeah, so again, in terms of randomized things in here, it's all about item locations and monster lairs and what you release. So even though you're releasing something in, let's say, Grass Valley, you could totally be releasing King Magrid for all you know. It is 100% up in the air. The only stays the same every time is this first treasure chest here, which is always the first sword. So this randomizer can be either really, really nice to you, and you get really early good sword drops or good armor drops, or it can be really mean to you, and you're stuck with this first sword for a long time. But the beginning of this randomizer is the beginning of the game. You still have to go down into the underground castle and see kind of what you end up releasing. So it totally depends on what you release and where you're gonna go. So let's say magically they see the mayor and the mayor's house down here in the underground castle. They don't even have to stay in Grass Valley anymore. They can totally move on to the next area. So all you really need to move on to the next area is the leader of the village, so to speak. So the mayor here, or Marie the doll later on, things like that. You don't technically need the stones until you're ready to go into the world of evil. So what our two players here, Jin and Hulk, are going to be looking for are a few things in general. It's going to be the 6 stones. They're also going to be looking for the at least King Magrid and the town leaders, because they need those to progress. They're going to be looking for Phoenix Magic, Soul Blade, and Soul Armor as well, because without those, you cannot beat the game. But yeah, so as you can see, even though all the monsters do belong to the first area, they are completely randomized. The number that's coming out of the lairs is also completely randomized. Yes, it's actually LTTP Rando, made to look exactly like Soul Blazer, totally. For just a brief second there, I thought they were already going to release Marie, but no such luck. So, speedrun strats are very helpful when doing this randomizer, not gonna lie. There are times where, again, like I said, you don't get a good sword and you have to resort to the poking strats with the sword. Additionally, things like the mole, which gives you light in the second stage, you may not find it before you go into the light shrine, so you have to know your way in the dark. Things like that. It's also good to know which pieces of the landscape are absolutely necessary to progressing the plot, and which are kind of not necessary. So if you've never played this game casually or 100%ed it like some of us did when we were younger, there are a lot of little tiny hidden locations of items, like in the corners of places and on cliffs, and it's really important to know where everything is. Wow, they already got one of the red hot items. So that is another thing they do have to have. They have to have the 3 red hot items, so that speaking to the king in the mountain will release the final area. And the fact that they have fireball magic already is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I've gone through a good portion of this randomizer without a single drop of magic, and it stinks. Oh, they already got one of the dancing grandmas. That is an absolutely necessary NPC to release, because you can't call for a phoenix without a dancing grandma. And there are a couple of places where they can get hints about items. So as the Hulk developed this randomizer, he put in certain things like that. So the gourmet goat that eats the goat food will actually give you a hint if you feed it about one of the soul items, essentially. So soul blade, or soul armor, or phoenix magic. Exactly. Dancing Grandma is absolutely necessary. And yes, it has the same sound effects as ActRaiser because it is made by the same company. These are all Quintet games. ActRaiser 2, Soul Blazer, Terranigma, Illusion of Gaia. I think Robotrek is one of those games too. Grand Stream Saga, although I have not played that one. So since they released the bridge and the watermill, they can progress to the second part of the underground castle, because now the elevator underground will work. Gourmet goats are so underused, I agree. Needs more gourmet goats. So now you'll see them heading over to the second part of this castle. If you're playing it casually or speedrunning it for vanilla, technically you usually have to go down here 3 times, but whether we go down here a 3rd time is of course going to depend on if we get Lisa early on or not, or Dreamrod. And there's the mayor's house. It had to be coming eventually, because otherwise this game is going to really send them vanilla and send them into the painting. Oh, thank you, Atheist Man. I missed it. So yeah, so we already have the Dream Rod, so we just need Lisa if we want to go into that area of this castle. It might not even be necessary. Who knows? Like, unlike other randomizers, you don't necessarily have to beat all of the bosses. So you never know what's gonna happen. Death Toll is really the only boss you have to totally beat. And there goes the house on top of the hill. I am trying not to jinx it and send them into the painting. Okay, there's the village chief. So, at this point, once the village chief is found, they can technically just go talk to him and move on to the next area. Of course it's randomized. That's not where you're supposed to find the village chief. Yes, they are playing exactly the same seed. So that mole down the line is potentially another item. There are some things you have to find along with her, though. Unfortunately, those of us, aside from Hulk, who play his randomizer, still haven't figured out whether the way to go is kind of like a Link to the Past thing, where you're following the breadcrumbs in terms of item drops, or whether you're following breadcrumbs in terms of places that get released. We still have not cracked La Hulk's code. But there is the Queen of the Mermaids. So that gives them an automatic free pass right through St. El's. and they are almost done with this portion of the castle, so you're still gonna see them skip a couple of layers. The one on the left-hand side here, where Hulk and Jin are, they will probably skip because all it does is create another opening, and it's not really necessary for anything, because they will both probably death warp out of here. I've seen Hulk use a tracker. I don't know how widely available it is, though. Spark Bomb magic is not good magic. Game, you can do better than that. Also, you don't realize it until you play this randomizer just how many medical herbs there are in this game. Well, while the game does have a lot of items that you can get, there's only so many items that are absolutely necessary for beating it. So I think the tracker that I saw is kind of just based on the items you absolutely need to get through it. So things like the GinTatsu sword for metal monsters, or the spirit sword for ghosts. Necessary NPCs, things like that. Ah, that's where the dream rod was. So, on that cliff, interestingly enough, that item does not actually appear there until the watermill shows up. I don't know why, but that is just how it goes. So if you don't have the watermill, you actually cannot get that item up on the cliff. It's kind of just a force of habit if they're strafing or not. It doesn't really make it any faster or slower. So now we're in Greenwood, in the second area. Pretty sure I didn't see the paintbrush yet, so they're not going to be able to go into that house on the hill just yet. Unless I missed that, which is possible. Force of habit too strong. Yeah, the main thing that the strafing is good for is for the poke strats with the sword. A lot of the speedrun is built around that. Now we're getting to the goats. So, in this area, Hulk and Jin can at least go through the water shrine here and the fire shrine coming up. They cannot go into the light shrine, though, until they have the leaves from Turbo's, which would vanilla be Turbo's grave, the greenwood leaves. Also, the statues are a humongous nuisance. Well, this is kind of already an Randomizer mode, Saveryu. The only thing, the only enemies it doesn't really change is, the bosses. But all of the monster layers are already technically randomized with which enemies they have. They just, the only thing is it's kept within the same world. So, like, if it's something from Greenwood, you'll only find it in Greenwood. So Jin is trying to lure those statues into a more convenient place for him, if you're wondering what he's doing. Just to make them a little bit more easily accessible instead of chasing them all over the bridges and stuff. The mass statue spawners are absolutely pure evil, I agree. Ooh, so that mole ribbon is another potential item down the line. Yes, this rando is available right now. It is on the GitHub if I'm not mistaken. Ugh, tornado magic game. Please stop giving out the horrible magics and give our poor boys some light arrow magic. Also, these plants are a pain. When they extend their tendrils, they cannot be hit. They are invincible for those few frames, which makes them all the more annoying to fight. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if they get Phoenix early, because they can't technically use Phoenix until they have a level 24 and a Soul Blade, so... Unfortunately, even if they got it early, it wouldn't be too much help. Alright, so that mermaid is a helpful thing, because she will eventually lead downstairs in St. L's. I believe somewhere Hulk also has a list of all the item locations where things can potentially be. So if you are unfamiliar with it, at least if you're just starting out this randomizer, you can have it to check out those places. Vanilla statues, boo. Wow, okay, that's a lot of potential items already in St. L's. That's interesting. Of course, they really can't go very far without the bubble armor, so have to see what they get. Yeah, I agree with Metric. They really do want the light arrow magic. It is probably the best magic to use in this game, although Rotator is not bad. Rotator is absolutely not bad to have. Emblem F, okay. That's not a bad find either. So, Hulk likes to call the emblems the equivalent of the pedestal in this game. And I can see why. There are emblems A through H, and if you find all of them, you usually get something. Unfortunately, in my experience, it's been medical herbs. Well, there's the leader of Greenwood, so they can potentially already move on to St. L's if they desire. And again, another layer being skipped on Hulk's side just because all that really does is create another bridge. It is not necessary to release anything. I mean, your main hope when playing this randomizer is really kind of just to, hope that you don't have to hundo the seed. Well, like I said, Atheist Man, since they don't have the bubble armor yet, there really is not much they can do in St. Els aside from going to South Erda, and collecting the few items from the people from the mermaids, I should say, that they've already released. Ooh, okay, so now they have the moles for the mole ribbon item. Very interesting. Lucky Blade, okay. Nice find, very nice find. Unfortunately, Hulk is not high enough level to swing that sword yet, so if you have not played this game, you do have to be a certain level in order to swing the swords, and it does tell you what level you have to be. So it's level 14 for the Lucky Blade. So until he is level 14, he can still hold it out in front of him like he's doing in strafing, but he cannot swing the sword yet. And if you're hearing that metal clanging sound, again, there is only one sword that can harm monsters that are made of metal, and that is the GinTatsu sword. So, regardless... well, that's not true. The Soul Blade can also harm them. But without either of those in possession, you can't do any harm to these scorpions. Thank you for sending the bits, Seraphix. It's very kind of you. The iron enemies are really annoying, but if you get the sword early enough that you can actually fight them at this point in the game, they give a massive amount of experience, and it means a lot of levels, which is very nice. Why did they name themselves Everhate? So, the dude who originally was running this game was a lovely person named Everhate. Unfortunately, I came into the Twitch picture too late, but he unfortunately passed away. And every year there is a memorial race that commemorates him and all the awesomeness he did for the community. So it's kind of like a tribute to him. Oh, we have both dancing grandmas. Look at that. Yep, good luck and/or blame Everhate. Why can't it be dancing aunts? I don't know. Why can't it be dancing aunts? There's one of those illustrious medical herbs now. There are so many medical herbs in this game. Yeah, this game is very awesome, and And I strongly suggest that if you really enjoy the vanilla game, you do check out the Randomizer. It is a lot of fun. It can be difficult sometimes, and there's the Greenwood leaf. But I absolutely adore it. Hulk did a really good job programming this. So now, with that Greenwood leaf, they are going to be able to go into the Light Shrine, and they can potentially clear out the entire area of Greenwood if they so desire to do so, except for the Metal Scorpions, of course. They would have to come back for those. And the Spirit Souls in the Light Shrine. Yes, this is the game made by the creators of Illusion of Gaia. So now we just have to see whether they decide to take up the Greenwood leaf that they found and head into the Light Shrine, or if they're going to abandon it and go into St. El's. But I have to say, considering how much stuff has been released in the Greenwood area, I'm sure they'll at least go back to the town to try to pick up some of the items that are there. Oh, and there's the brush. So they can potentially go back to Grass Valley now and enter the painting as well. Yeah, I don't know that it's the same world, but it's definitely thematically similar. Illusion of Gaia is a little bit different, but in general, it's like, hey, you're reconstructing the world. Man, these fire guys are not playing nice for Hulk. So it looks like Hulk is going back to Greenwood in lieu of heading to the Light Shrine. So he's gonna probably lead Monmo back for that item, and then use the ribbon to get the other mole item. Oh, very nice find. So with that Spirit Sword, Hulk can kill anything that is essentially a ghost-type monster. In this world, that does include the spirits in the Light Shrine. But technically, you don't use that sword for the most part until you hit the basement of Magritte Castle. But Hulk also has bubble armor too, so he might be heading right for St. El's. Nope, he's gonna go to the Light Shrine. So with the bubble armor, he can make his way through the underwater part of St. El's without taking any damage, if he chooses to do so. But the Spirit Sword is most certainly going to make this next part a lot faster. Even with the poke strats, he's going to do massive amounts of damage. But again, he still has to use the poke strats because he cannot swing the Spirit Sword until he's level 19. But yeah, I agree, Galaplex. This has been a very nice World 2 so far. And it looks like Jin is actually going to make a beeline right for the Light Shrine. He's not even going to look at the stuff in Greenwood, which is kind of a shame, because we know that there are spirits here and he cannot do anything about them until he goes back. So he might be a little angry when he goes back and finds it. Is this game casual friendly? The randomizer may not be, but the vanilla game absolutely is. Yes, the swords are definitely level locked in the vanilla game. Like I said, you can still strafe with them, but you cannot swing them until you are whatever level you need to be. So hopefully the Light Shrine will be a good call. There are not too many things in here compared to the other two shrines. A lot of the layers, especially here on the first floor, are mostly to unlock the laser beams and open up passageways. But again, Lahulk is going to get one extra treasure chest and one extra monster lair in here with the spirit sword. Oh yes. Randomizer has lots and lots of lag. In fact, for some areas, especially the model towns later on, there is so much lag, sometimes you can't even cast magic, and it's kind of awful sometimes. Yeah, so as you can see, being able to kill these Spirit Suns is giving Hulk a lot of experience, so he's gonna get a good few levels down here. Oh yeah, the vanilla game definitely had lag too. As soon as you have too many sprites on the screen, it definitely will lag, and this place, in particular, is fairly notorious for that. And those teleporting lizards are a little bit similar to the plants, so while they're teleporting, obviously you cannot hit them. They can still do damage to you, though. Those fireballs are getting lit up by the spirit sword. Say, Ryu, you never have to hide your puns from me. I always love the puns. Okay, so we've got mermaid statues, so this is interesting, because we do have the bubble armor. Yeah, it's a huge difference, because technically, in vanilla, you're not supposed to be able to come back here until you're pretty much in the second to last world. So it's already pretty late in the game, so you're getting very late game experience with that. And as you can see, this area is completely, well, almost completely dark aside from the torches. So, without the mole that brings the light, because we have not released that mole yet, you either have to know your way around, or you have to wait and come back. But these two, of course, know their way around this shrine without any issue. Oh man, Hook is already at level 12. Man, the experience from those sun spirits is crazy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Those ghosts are the same ghosts from Illusion of Gaia. The ones that go coo when you talk to them. Of course. But they are reused in IOG. Ooh, okay. So we have the dancing grandmas, we have the king under the mountain. So all we're missing from World 4 to progress is a couple of NPCs to open the passageways, and then Gnome himself in the jail cell. No, Hulk cannot swing the sword yet because the sword level is too high for him, so that's why he's just strafing with it. Once he hits level 19, he would be able to swing this particular sword. And of course, wonderfully, with that spirit sword, those heads are absolutely no problem. Wow, and we have the sleeping stump. Okay, so Hulk has got even more items that he can go back and retrieve before moving on. Jin too, of course, and that was a very nice head fight from Jin, especially considering he's still working with, I think only the Lucky Blade, which is not better than the first sword, but it's not the Spirit Sword. Yeah, because the sword is such a high level, even strafing does quite considerable amounts of damage. I don't know the exact value, but it does a lot. So Jin is going to retrieve all the items that Hulk already got, and Hulk is going to go and see what's in the vanilla ice armor chest. And more than likely, Jin will probably want to finish everything out here so he doesn't have to come back. I do know that Jin does not like to backtrack if he doesn't have to. Ooh, magic armor is very nice. So, even though they have quite a considerable number of gems, the magic armor will cut down on how many gems are necessary in order to cast the spells by half. Ooh, where are you going, Hulk? I believe Hulk is going to go into the painting. This is very interesting. Yep, Jin is going back for the, to get rid of the spirits. I figured he would. Again, like I said, I know Jin does not like to have to backtrack back and forth into areas, so I kind of figured he would finish this out. And I assume that's the same thing that Hulk is doing. He's coming back to Grass Valley just to finish it off, so he doesn't have to come back unless there's items to come back for. Okay, the boy is good. That's potentially 2 items with the right stuff that you have. They have the pass, but they also, I didn't notice if they released the second Ivy on top of the hill. You cannot get to the Gem Fairy without that Ivy, so they can potentially get 1 item from the cliff, but they can't reach the Jewel Fairy unless they don't have the, unless they have the Ivy. The enemies in the game, they're in random layers, but they're still within the same world. So everything in Grass Valley will only be found in Grass Valley. Everything in St. Els will only be found in St. Els, but what you get and how many of them you get out of layers will be different, with the exception of things like metal monsters and spirit monsters. So here, in the Light Shrine where Jin is, you're still going to get the same amount of spirit monsters. In the next area in St. Els, where you would find the metal monkeys, you're still going to find metal monkeys, you just might find more of them or less of them. It is a set amount of experience per enemy. No problem. Like I said, any questions you have, I will do my best to answer. Alright, so now that Jin has released the spirit layers, it'll be interesting to see where he decides to go next. Oh, there's another mermaid statue. That's interesting. that means that this painting might potentially be necessary to go into. Alright, where you going, Jin? And Jin is also gonna make the move back to Grass Valley. Interesting. So they're both moving to finish off as many monster lairs as they can in these areas. The Spirit Sword is technically the stronger of the two swords, but not by much. Man, that solid arm fight is so sweet to watch when you have a higher level weapon, man. You just decimate him. Unfortunately, all Hulk gets for his efforts is the pious mouse, which is not necessary for the storyline. But we did find that mermaid statue, and that could be necessary later on. So we'll have to see what happens. Because if there is nothing in on Durian, then that was absolutely a bust. You might be right, say Ryu. But I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember. Anytime I see Metal Mantis, my brain associates it with the Secret of Mana boss, so... Alright, into St. El's we go. So St. El's, again, is mostly underwater, hence why we needed the bubble armor, which both of our lovely runners picked up in the moles, from the moles in Greenwood. But there definitely are a few item checks. So here, Magic Bell. Magic Bell is what the vanilla prize is for getting all of the emblems. You basically can cast magic for absolutely no cost. Ooh, and there's another stone. That's a very good find. And critical sword, but at this point, that sword is no longer critical. I'm gonna show myself out now. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh my gosh. So, South Erda, which is where Hulk is the first island in St. El's. Technically, this is where you would normally go first to find the first mermaid statue. Although you would get the bubble armor and then you would go back for the mermaid statue, but regardless, it's all here. I love the puns, chat. Keep it up. Oh my gosh, all these mermaid statues. Crazy. Yes, Hulk is French. Jin will likely be following suit right here to St. El's. And he will probably clear some stuff out before moving on as well. Oh yes, the birds in this game are absolutely annoying. Okay, there's another NPC from the Mountain of Souls that we need. Very nice. So South Erda is giving us some good turnout here. Harp string is good. It's potentially another item later, when you get to Magrid. Iserman, it's even worse when the jerk birds are supposed to be your comrades. Also, Hulk making sure to use a lot of magic on these rocks. These rocks have a lot of HP, especially for this part of the game. And that mouse is potentially another item down the line as well. So, Rockbird and Durian are the two heavier item and lair locations out of the 4 in St. El's. So it'll be interesting to see if our players decide to just clear those out or just do another full clear. That sleeping dolphin is also good. If you have the pearl, that dolphin will potentially lead you to a cave with 4 different treasure chests in it. Unfortunately, we don't have the statue to go to that area yet, though. And from the looks of things, it does look like Hulk is making good use of that critical sword, so that he can have something that he can swing. The only thing I can say is that sometimes the randomizer does some glitchy things, so, I don't know. But it does look like Hook is going to head to Rockbird first. There are a few treasures here in Rockbird, and a whole lot of layers to open up other layers. That layer is not necessary, though, because all it does is open a second layer on the other side, which opens a hole in that reef. Yeah, there's totally never any glitches in Super Nintendo games. That doesn't happen. And also, you can see, despite having Spark Bomb magic and Tornado magic, we're sticking with the Fireball magic because those other two magics are just awful. They are just horrible. Especially Tornado, man. Tornado just goes wherever it wants. So a lot of Rockbird, what you're seeing is opening layers to drain the little ponds around here to fight other monsters, to drain other ponds. These two down here, though, these two ponds will have treasure chests, so we'll have to see what we get. Okay, a health refill is nice. Not necessary, but nice. Oh, Phoenix magic. Okay, Rockbird 100% necessary. We can't use the Phoenix magic, but we do. At least we have it. It's like, hey, I know I've got something I need to finish the game. And Jin is not far behind. He is definitely following in Hulk's footsteps here. Which is, of course, a good thing, because that means he will also find the Phoenix magic that he needs. Oh, there's the other part of that. So you do need both the singer and the soldier for the harp string to do anything useful. Because otherwise, the soldier won't move out of the way, and there won't be any. Although I don't know, I don't think you can get that item without the soldier there. That's a good question. Hulk is kind of ahead, but it's too early to really tell. I think it'll depend a lot on where our boys go from here on out. In the southern seabed. Oh, interesting. So Dr. Leo is actually here somewhere. It is just a social contract, absolutely. Construct. I can words. I can totally words. But we're almost done with Rockbird here. And Hulk will probably take a warp back to St. El's with the Gem Fairy. Strange Bottle is a nice find. So Strange Bottle, if you happen to die or do a death warp, Strange Bottle will allow you to hold on to your gems through that death, because normally you would lose them. And it looks like Hulk is moving on to the Mountain of Souls. This is very interesting. We might have route divergence, folks. Ooh, steps are good. So we're slowly piecing together Leo's lab, which is fantastic, because that would be the next area to go into. There are quite a few layers on the mountainside here that are unnecessary, because they just open those very large ice ramps. Yeah, the Mountain of Souls does have a good amount of items to get. And there is the mole that lets you see in the dark. So this layer is going to release the first treasure chest. Those deer or moose, whatever they are very aggravating. Zantetsu sword. Okay, so now we can kill metal monsters. Can't swing it yet, but we can definitely kill metal monsters. Very curious to see what else we find. So that layer is one of the layers that releases one of the long ice ramps, so Hulk is probably not going to bother with that. Now the town has moles. It already had moles, gosh. I don't think we released the bird Tiki yet, but those crocodiles could eventually help us lead to another item, and it looks like Jin is going to go back into the Saint L seabed. So we absolutely have some route divergence here. And all the lag you can swing a stick at on Jin's side. I know it's close, it's getting closer to Christmas, but you don't have to release this many reindeer game. Alright, so Jin is gonna head over to the other item-heavy area, which is the volcanic island Durian. So Durian is an RNG fest, basically. Durian releases magma balls, essentially, from the air, and, well, you have to hope that they don't hit you repeatedly. Alright, so Jin did find Dr. Leo. We may or may not need him. Don't know. There are seeds where you absolutely don't have to say 2 words to Dr. Leo, and it's fabulous. Ooh, Dorky is good. What do we got here? Gems. Nothing. A medical herb. And another medical herb. So, aside from the Zantetsu sword, lots of trash on this mountain. And unfortunately, also on this volcanic island, even if you had ice armor, you still would take damage from the lava tiles. The only thing that stops the lava tiles is the Mermaid's Tear, which I don't think our players have. Ooh, that's another item. So both of those squirrels give items. The first one we already knew because when we released it, he's like, hey, I've got a medical herb, aren't you glad? And nobody's glad. But that other squirrel does also have an item, which we'll have to see what it is. No, go figure, Pink One. I never could understand it either. So, that sleeping mushroom does lead you to an extra layer and some more items. Well, at least one more item. And since Hulk does have the Lucky Blade, he can go down into Lake Loon, which is what he might opt to do now. Especially because he doesn't have Gnome, he cannot progress to the next area yet. And yes, it looks like he's heading right into Lake Loon. Considering that Jin did a Breath of Fire run early this morning, I don't think he is. But you can always check the schedule, which is !SSS. This is Soul Blazer, randomized Soul Blazer. Another medical herb. See, this is what I'm telling you. There are so many medical herbs in this game. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, that mermaid is also another item. She is usually the one that gives you Bark Bomb, I think. No, that's too far. She gives you magic. I just don't remember which magic it was. Oh, I think it's Magic Flare. That makes sense. Alright, Delicious Seeds would normally give us another item, but unfortunately, we already know that squirrel only gives us another medical herb, and Hulk has found Gnome, so he can move on to Leo's lab if he wants to. But it does look like he's gonna finish out Lake Loon here. Nice thing though is Hulk is already level 16, so he can now swing the GinTatsu sword. Which is fantastic when you're going into Leo's lab. Since most of the enemies there are made of metal. Also, even though it might be slower, having the fireball magic for this area, in lieu of not being able to get the light arrows, is very nice. As soon as you come in too close contact with those Wizrobes, they will teleport and move all over the place, kind of like the statues do. But if you can kill them while they're sitting on the lair, it makes it much easier. And it looks like Jin has moved on to the Mountain of Souls now, so... Excuse me. So he will, if he didn't already, pick up his GinTatsu sword. Oh, he didn't do it yet. He's gonna do it in just a minute. Alright. Now he's gonna pick it up. Yeah, that's very true, because we don't know what item Dr. Leo is holding on to. It could be something super useful, it could be something completely useless. The good thing about this, though, is it looks like Hulk is slowly releasing things that he needs to get to reach the King in the Mountain, and he found another stone. Very nice. So I believe that's 3 out of the 6 stones that he needs to get into the world of darkness. And that tool shop owner and her son are 2 more items back in Grass Valley as well. So even the NPCs will give you random items. And the ones that normally give you medical herbs and things like that. So the tool shop owner and her son in the first world, the medical herb lady in the mermaid area in St. Els. Excuse me. Yeah, Terranigma didn't have any of the bosses from either of these games. So this has been good. Lake Loon did have some use to it. We still have a couple of layers to close up, but so far it's yielded some pretty decent things. Well, Turbo is in all 3, so... But in terms of bosses, it doesn't have anything in common the same way that IOG has the same boss from this game. Alright, let's see what Poseidon has for us today. This should be a very easy fight. I mean, even vanilla, it's a very easy fight, so... I'm sure both of our boys here are hoping to find either the power bracelet or the super bracelet, making killing stuff a little bit faster and easier. A defense bracelet is pretty good to have too, but I think you get more use out of the power bracelet or the super bracelet. So, fun fact, while Hulk is fighting Poseidon, for those of you who may not know, in the Japanese version, Poseidon is originally a female monster, but she got censored when it came to North America. Ooh, that dolphin is another item in St. Els. So Hulk only has these last couple of layers to clear out here in Lake Loon, and then he will probably go on to Leo's lab, unless he decides to go back and collect some of these items. That is the red hot bird. Just have to see what he decides to do. And Jin is probably going to make his way over to Lake Loon next. At least I hope he does, so that he can get the silver stone. I don't know. Unfortunately, Gray Fox, I don't have an answer to that one. Oh, and Gnome had another emblem for us. I think that's 3 emblems. Hulk has the Dream Rod. They both picked up the Dream Rod back in the first area. All right, so he's gonna head down into the basement. There is quite a lot of stuff down here. Not so much on treasure chests and items, but there are a lot of layers and NPCs that you can release from down here. Unfortunately, if they run into a lot of mice, you might see them keep certain layers open, just in case they happen to run into the mice. So the mice are usually the little things in this game, the metal things that scurry all over the place, and it takes you like 5 years to get back to you. But if they do step on a layer to release something, they can at least reset the mice and hopefully not have to worry about them getting away. Ooh, there's another item from that plant, but they can't not get to it yet. There's also going to be a lot of layers that they probably skip in this, at least especially in this first floor, because they just kind of release pipes back and forth. Also, those things circling around to the right are mice. So yeah, we don't need to kill those worms, we don't need to kill the mice. They're just going to release pipes that go back and forth. And there's some more mice on that little platform there. Uh-oh. A mice got away! So Hulk very, very smartly leaving that layer open so that he can reset the mice layer for the one that got away. Only that one snail is named. And it's because it's one of the main NPCs of the plot. So Dr. Leo had a bunch of pets: Turbo the dog, Gnome the snail. They had Marie the doll as one of Lisa's toys. So if it happens to be a main NPC, then it gets named. Otherwise, they don't usually get named. So Hulk is going to leave that layer open also, just in case we run into more mice, which is totally possible. I did not notice if Jin went to see the sleeping mushroom's dream, but he will not be able to get the silver stone unless he does. Alright, this is not too bad. So we've only had one very feisty mice layer so far. Oh, there's another feisty mice layer. Unfortunately, that is not a necessary NPC. That squirrel does not give you anything. But, we both need Marie and a way to get up to the attic in order to get past this area into Magritte Castle. And I don't think... I know we have the door, I know we have the first set of stairs, but I don't think we have the second set of stairs or Marie yet. And it's possible that Marie is somewhere here in the lab. It could be possible that she's somewhere else completely. She could be in, Leicester, down in St. L.C. bed, for all we know. Ooh, chest of drawers is nice if you can get to it. That is 2 items. That's true. She could be in the painting. She could be back in the fire shrine where the metal scorpions are, too. There is a lot of potential places that she could be. So Hulk is going to skip everything except for this, the layer on this particular pipe. All of the other layers only release other pipes to connect other pipes. But this one does release an actual person, place, thing. Oh, these are the good mice. These are the mice that come out of the lair and just go round and round and round in circles and never go anywhere else. Those are my favorite kind of mice. Ooh, there is another item. Both on both screens. That has something and that snail has something. There is actually another soldier that you can release in Magritte that will tell you what the sleeping soldier has. I don't think we've seen that soldier yet, though. And Hulk is now only 1 level away from being able to swing the Spirit Sword, which is very nice. Platinum card is good. Platinum card will get you into the right tower in Magritte Castle. There's the stairs. So now we just need Marie to progress into the next area. Oh my gosh, so many scrubbing bubbles robots. Yeah, if you're playing the game casually, then you usually don't run into a problem with sword levels. But yeah, speedrun, need to learn those poke strats. Oh, more good mice. Very nice. And Jin now finding the sleeping mushroom, so hopefully he goes back there so that he can get that silver stone before he leaves the Mountain of Souls area. Oh, he's going upstairs. Maybe he did release Marie? Or maybe he's going for the item that the sleeping cat has? That door will, once he gets the model towns, if he does go into the model towns, it'll help him see anything that's invisible, including chests and, monsters. Oh, he released a chest up there. That chest has items. I forgot about that chest. The strafe animation is pretty good. It is pretty good. All right. Excellent. So Jin did go back. Very happy. And the cat has a strange bottle. So there is nothing else that we can do here in Leo's lab for the time being. So Hulk is going to have to go back somewhere else to find Marie. And it looks like Jin's going to pick up some of the items back in Grass Valley. Let's see what he finds. Medical herb, can't get on the hill yet, and Hulk going back to clear out some more of Saint excuse me, some more of Saint El's. And we have another emblem, very nice. Oh, Jin's going back to clear out the painting. Okay. There is so much stuff available to them right now. Oh, and there's Marie! Okay, so we know exactly where Hulk needs to go to get to the next area. But he is heading over to Blester. There could still be something of worth here on Blester. There's not much, but there could still be something of worth here. You did say Marie would be in the painting. Depending on what they decide to do, could potentially put Jin in a bit of a lead. Ooh, there's the ivy and there's another item. Very nice. So, Jin can talk to that item, that jewel fairy before he leaves Grass Valley. And that's exactly what he's gonna do. But hopefully Hope finds something useful here too. Yes, this is randomized. Alright, Jin, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh no, he's gonna have to go back through the water shrine if he wants to get to the fire shrine now, because he did not open up the other area. But he's gonna check some of the items here first. So the red hot bird, let's see what he's got. Ooh, mobile key. Okay, that could potentially be useful. At this point, with the route divergence, it's really hard to tell who's ahead. But, I think we're the clear winners here. Okay, so Jin is not doing the metal scorpions. Where are you going, Jin? Okay, Jin's gonna go to Leo's lab. Very nice. So, I do know that Hulk does not like having to clear out the power plant. So, even though he did release those steps, I don't know that he's necessarily gonna make a beeline over there. But unfortunately, Hulk is finding a lot of unnecessary NPCs, and nothing terribly useful here on Blester, which is often the case. Every once in a while, you make a nice find on Blester, but this is doesn't seem to be one of those instances. Yeah, the squirrel that you can exchange the seeds for only has a medical herb. I didn't notice what the other squirrel had. And the gem fairy has nothing. Oh man. But we did get the medical herb mermaid, so let's see what she's got. Ooh, big pearl. Fantastic. So if we get the last mermaid statue, that will lead us to the treasure cave, since we do have the sleeping dolphin as well. Hulk is going to make his way over to Durian. Jin has already cleared out Durian, so at this point, they're both kind of tracing over each other's footsteps. Because, like I said, Hulk already has done the basement, and Jin has already done this area of St. El's. So there's not going to be anything we haven't seen already. But this does put them pretty close to each other. At this point, the only edge that Jin has is the fact that he's already found Marie the doll, which is, I'm pretty sure, what Hulk is looking for at this point. But while we're watching these two go through the areas, if you want to play this lovely randomizer that Hulk worked so hard on, you can find it right here. Again, it is a lot of fun to play. I always enjoy playing through the seeds. Sometimes the seeds can be mean, but that's true of any randomizer. Huh. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I really think the fact that Jin's already found Marie is going to put him a little bit ahead here. Because he will be able to actually go right through, after clearing out the basement, he'll be able to go right up to Marie. And he can move on to Magrid Castle, which is new ground that we have not seen yet. At this point, we have to see where Hulk goes next after this. But he is very quickly running out of places to check for Marie, so it is only a matter of time before he locates her. Yeah, the rando, like I said, the rando is really fun. It really is very enjoyable. If you like playing the game vanilla, casually or otherwise, I strongly suggest checking this out. Right there, you can download the Soul Blazer rando. Yeah, the music in this game is pretty darn good. No lies. The only other randomizer I really play often enough is Mystic Quest, and I don't really recommend that to anybody. It's absolutely busted. It's a lot of fun if you know the game really well, but it's got a lot of glitches and sometimes can make it very difficult and unfinishable. Oh my gosh, the red hot ball. So we've got two out of the 3 red hot items. That is fantastic. So Hulk likes to call the cave that the dolphin leads him here to the hype cave of Soul Blazer. Unfortunately, I have never seen it be terribly hype, but there are 4 treasure chests in it. So there is good potential here. Unfortunately, we still can't reach it though because we don't have the 4th mermaid statue yet. Alright, Hulk, where are you going? Because this is going to be pretty pivotal. Going to Greenwood. Okay. So Hulk is probably going to pick up items and then clear out the fire shrine of the metal scorpions. At least that's what I figure. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy IV FE is also a lot of fun. I enjoy that. It depends on where Hulk goes next. Because they're pretty close right now, but Jin has the edge because he has one more village leader than Hulk does. Marie was in the painting. Oh, I don't think we've seen the item from Tiki the Bird here yet. Oh man. So Hulk is going to do everything first before going back to that painting. Feels kind of bad, man. But that does make this a pretty close race. Especially if he finds something. Oh my gosh, and he just did! He just got the last red hot item! This is now extremely close because we don't know when Jin is gonna go back for these scorpions. This is crazy. So Hulk is missing at this point. He's missing a few NPCs. He's missing the Soul Blade and the Soul Armor. So the red hot items are important. Normally in the vanilla game, they would summon Phoenix and they would open Death Toll's palace. But we already have them. We already have Phoenix magic. So what they do is they still open Death Toll's palace for you, and you cannot get to him unless you have the 3 red hot items for the dancing grandmas. So those are some of the absolutely necessary items for getting through this game. So, you know, we know that Hulk is going to go back for Marie eventually because he's got no choice. He can't progress without her. But we don't know when Jin is going to come back, so Hulk might have reclaimed his advantage here. Alright, Jin, are you gonna go to Magritte or are you gonna go back? Alright, so Jin is going to Magritte. We have not seen this area yet because Jin is the first person to get Marie and go further. So he does have a couple of items he can get here. Unfortunately, the first one was a medical herb. There are so many medical herbs in this game, man. And she gives us the ice armor, which at this point, it's pretty useless at this point, not gonna lie. We'll see if we get anything from Harpstring Musician Dude. Also, if you notice, some of the dialogue has been changed. Mermaid's Tears, also useless at this point. And Hulk has some very amusing changes to the dialogue along the way. There's so many medical herbs, man. So many. I told Hulk that he should get a medical herb counter on that tracker. So Jin's gonna go down into the basement. We don't have the 2 towers. I don't think so, anyway. But there is some good stuff down here in the basement. There are a fair amount of layers to release and treasure chests to pick up. Leo. Hulk has finally gone back into the painting, so he is going to pick up Marie. Which will pretty securely put him back in the lead now. They are pink one, but if you stand unless they're like free roaming spirits in the randomizer, but if you stand to the top right-hand corner of the layer that they're released from, and you just hold your sword out, they'll just keep running into it. It might take a little while, but they'll just keep running into it. Yeah, speaking of herbs, here's some more medical herbs for you in case you didn't have enough before. Yeah, the orbs are a pain in the butt, I agree. That's why things like the light arrow magic, or even the fireball magic in this case, are so useful. They're another enemy like the... Ooh, there's another stone. That's a good thing. They're another enemy very similar to the Wizrobes. If you can attack them out of the range, before they move with the magic, it makes them so much easier. At this point, since Hulk has found the last of the red-hot items, I'd say in the lead right now. Because it's more than likely that he's gonna end up going into the grid basement here and picking up the purple stone the same as Jin did. But there's no telling when Jin will go back and kill off the metal scorpions to pick up the last of the red-hot items. So yeah, I'd say Hulk has the lead just because of that. So Hulk is probably going to follow Jin down into the basement of Magritte Castle after picking up the same items in town that he did. Ooh. That cave is nice. That cave also has another 3 items. So now I think we're missing 2 stones, soul blade, soul armor, and some NPCs. Other than that, we're pretty ready to go. Ooh, that might be the last NPC they need to clear the way to the under the mountain there. The story of this game is very simple. You are the servant of the master, and your job is to free the trapped creatures that have been enslaved and trapped by the evil death toll. There's some other stuff involving Leo and him making stuff for the bad people, and his daughter who miraculously falls in love with you at first sight. Other than that, not too much. The hero of our dreams. You know, you're not wrong, Orange Nova. You're not wrong. Oh, there's another item. That plant also has an item on it. There's something our players probably don't want to see, which is the first of the 2 model towns. Hey, light arrow magic, that's nice. It's kind of late in the game, but better late than never. Are the spirits also randomized? What do you mean, Orange Nova? Why do some of the layers not show as defeated when they are? If you get this soldier in town who can see invisible things in the basement, then you would be able to see the lair marked off. It does the same thing in the magic towns, in the model towns. If you have the door that can see the invisible enemies there, lairs that look like they were not cleared also show up as cleared. But yeah, it's just kind of a quirk. Oh my gosh, there's another stone. We are one stone away from being able to access the world of evil. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, if you're enjoying this, you should absolutely follow both of these runners. I know Hulk has been playing these randomizer seeds at least once a week, if not more. But Hulk also is the vanilla record holder for this game. At least I don't know if it's both American and English and Japanese, but I know he at least holds the English world record. Probably holds the Japanese one too. And Jin, if you enjoy RPGs, I know Jin is always playing a lot of fun RPGs. He's been playing RoboTrek. He's been doing a Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore 2-player 1-controller, the same way Hulk does IOG and Soul Blazer 2-game 1-controller. So yeah, definitely give both of these awesome gentlemen a follow. I know there are other differences, but off the top of my head, I don't know them. I've never actually played the Japanese. I know the Japanese version is faster, text box wise. Wow, that was some interesting damage there, even though he wasn't underwater. I guess that's what happened last time with the clip. Also, the logo is blue. Alright, looks like Jin is going back to try to clear out some more of the items. At this point, they're really not missing much more in terms of NPCs. They're missing King Magritte, and that's pretty much it. Because I think they have a clear path to the king in the Mountain of Souls at this point. Oh, there's the last stone! That's very awesome. Okay. See, now this is interesting, because while Hulk had picked up the red hot item, now he's got to go back and find that last stone. This is very interesting. So, Jin is probably going to go into the model town. It does have a fair amount of treasure chests. And since what Jin is missing mostly at this point is items, he's going to look for the most treasure-heavy areas, and the model towns are pretty good for that. No, Bluestone is not Ice Rod. It's not quite that evasive. But you do need all of the stones in order to get to the world of evil. You cannot progress without them into the final area, basically. So it could have been any stone. It just so happened that the blue stone was the last one they found this time. Why are you bigger than the houses? Because it's a model town. Too many magical herbs will do that to you. Oh, and there's the last mermaid statue. So that's another 4 items right there, at least. 5 items if you count the vanilla power bracelet chest. Yeah, the model town is not fun, but it is a necessary evil in the hopes that one of the treasure chests will have the items that you're looking for. They already picked up the magical bell, so it is randomized into it. They can totally collect all the emblems and get a different item. It could be something useful, or it could be another medical herb. Oh, we do have the right tower. Interesting. Hey, not gonna lie, that has happened to me before. I have did all the emblems only to get a medical herb from my troubles. Alright, so this is new territory also. Jin did not come into the right tower. Oh my gosh, the lag on Jin's side is crazy. Yeah, but at least the goat food would give you a hint on where to find so that would actually be useful. Oh, the hint to find out soul items, so like the soul blade or the soul armor, which both of our runners don't have. One gem, run validated. Ooh, mushroom shoes. Okay. I'm sure Jin probably didn't want to find that, because that means that's another area that you can go clear out. But it could potentially be good. Ooh, and there's the other model town. I have a feeling that if Hulk doesn't find anything in this tower, that he's gonna make a beeline for those model towns. Ooh, there's the pedestal deer. So now he can at least find out what the emblems will lead him to. Yeah, he is almost the required level, but without the Soul Blade, it doesn't do us good, unfortunately. Medical herbs. So many medical herbs! Oh my gosh! Why are there so many medical herbs in this game? Yep, Ped Seed Deer, exactly. Alright, looks like Hulk is gonna go clear out the jerk bird. Now the question is how many dives will the bird do today? Oh, it is extremely easy to farm XP at the end. Flame Pillar magic. Completely unnecessary. That's one dive. 2 dives. 3 dives. Bird, please. There we go. Alright, that was not too bad of a bird. And for all that trouble, he gets an absolutely unnecessary NPC. Feels bad, man. Unfortunately, he can't do the cutscene. He's missing the last soldier. Ooh, Emblem D. Recovery Sword is very nice to have. And Light Armor is also very nice to have. Those are some pretty decent finds there that Jin just made. They're not necessary, but they're nice. It does move the queen, that is true. Oh, and the super bracelet pickup, very nice. So, Hulk is probably gonna go see what the mountain, what the king in the mountain has. And, of course, to do the necessary cutscene to open up, Death Toll's palace. Dancing grandmas! Yo, Super Bracelet is a fantastic find. Alright, so, Death Toll's palace is open. We can't go there yet, though. See? I was right. Hulk is making his way towards those bottle that. But he is gonna pick up his blue stone, which is great. And, Jin is gonna make his way up the right tower, which we've already seen Hulk do, but, But if I were Jin, I would probably make the same point, because considering what he's got left, this does have the biggest, potential for stuff to pick up. Oh, so Hulk is clearing out the second model town first, which we haven't seen yet, because I believe that did come from the right tower that Jin is in now. And with King Magrid released, this is literally an item hunt. Because we know where all the stones are. We know where the red hot items are. We are purely missing the soul blade and the soul armor from our no mode at this point, to borrow a Link to the Past phrase. Well, Hulk still hasn't gone back to pick up the, oh no, wait, he did. He just did the Hello Brains. Yeah, no, he really is. He just needs the sword and the armor at this point. It could be that he finds both right here in the model town. We already know they're not in the other model town. And if he doesn't find them here, he's probably gonna go there next. But yeah, this is purely an item hunt now. To be fair, I don't remember where where the other soldier was. I think it was on the first model table, though. Gems and more gems. Dang. Man, where are those soul weapons and armor hiding? So I don't think either one of these players have actually gone into the dolphin cave, because there's 5 items there. It could potentially be there. It could finally be hype, yeah. It could be on the Ped Deer too. Who the heck knows, man? They could be anywhere at this point. And exactly, Toaster is right. They could be in the world of evil as well. There are so many places that it could still be. Oh my gosh. Are items always randomized in this game? Only if you play the randomizer. So Jin is choosing not to fight the bird, which is a good choice. He does not need any more NP. The soul items can potentially be Ice Rod. They can, because they can be pretty trolly. Although sometimes you get super lucky, like in a LTTP seed, and you get it in the second treasure chest. I know, right? Asking you to play the randomizer to randomize things? Pff, the nerve of me. So it looks like the second model town was a bust. And we know the first model town doesn't really have either, so... Jin is making their way into the world of evil. So we are gonna find out if the world of evil is holding the soul. Some people, if you're only speedrunning this game, I don't think you actually realize how many treasure chests are here in the world of evil, but there's quite a large amount. Well, thank you kindly, Jones man. Alright, Jin, what are you gonna pick up, buddy? Oh, and there is the soul armor! That is awesome! If both of the soul items are here, this is gonna be crazy. Ooh, there's another emblem, though. Technically, you cannot progress in the world of evil, to the last area without the soul armor anyway. So that is necessary to even check some of the final treasure chests. Oh yes, Jin has Phoenix, but he's missing, other things that Hulk already did pick up. Huh, I wonder if those mushroom shoes are just, a bait. That would be pretty funny. Alright, here's the next treasure chest. What are we gonna find? Just gems. Ooh. And more gems. Man, come on, where is that soul blade? And another emblem. Huh. We're getting pretty close on emblems here. If it's not all 8 emblems, we're pretty darn... there's your medical herb. Hey, a pedestal soul blade would be pretty awesome, not gonna lie. But, it looks like Jin's probably gonna take advantage of those No, it's not all emblems. Looks like he's missing B and C? Oh, no, not going for the mushroom shoes. Okay. Where you going, Jin? Okay, he's gonna go check what's on the pedestal. Let's see. And Hulk is done clearing out the 2 model towns. Where are you going, Hulk? No, see, it's a medical herb. See, it happens so much. Okay, Hulk is going for Hype Cave. I am. I'm really enjoying it. This is what always happens to me, so it's kind of nice to see other people going through it. And honestly, considering that Hulk only needs items, this is a pretty good place to go. Like I said, there's gonna be 5 items here now. Just gems in that one. What is the aggro play? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if there is an aggro play equivalent here. Alright, unfortunately, Jin is gonna go into the second model to find a lot of nothing. Alright, what's gonna be in this cave? Oh right, we have to kill the hermit crabs first. Forgot about those. So Jin's not even bothering with the rest of the town. He's like, it's not in these items, I'm out of here. Strange bottle. Psycho sword. Rotator magic. And gems. Oh, it is not here. Where is that soul blade? This is really trolly now. Yeah, hype cave, not hype. Not today. And Jin's gonna do the same thing. You might be right. It might be the shoes for the blade. Because there are a couple of treasure chests over there. That's true, Wolf Link. That is very true. But poor Jin is gonna be disappointed by what he finds, or I should say doesn't find. And there is a treasure chest on the lost ship, ghost ship here, so it could be there too. Shield bracelet. Nope. Nice item, but not what we're looking for. I don't think... I still think Jin hasn't gone back and figured out the metal scorpions yet. And unfortunately, Hulk finding a whole lot of nothing. This is very quickly becoming a full clear scene. There is not too much that we haven't taken a look at yet. There are treasures hidden behind the mushroom shoes, which looks like where Hulk is going now. There are some treasures in the power plant in Leo's lab also. Or maybe he's not going there. Where are you going, Hulk? Okay. Hulk is going back to Magrid. Hulk? Does Hulk have all the stones? Or is Hulk missing stones? Oh, he didn't clear out this part of the tower, so he didn't get, okay. Okay. I think this was King Magrid's lair. So if he didn't clear this out, he could progress. Yeah, there we go. He doesn't have to. If there's nothing I don't think there was anything useful there when Jin did it, so he doesn't have to clear it out. And do the Leo scene. It's not necessary to finish this. But he did have to get King Magrid, in order to be able to move on to the world of evil. Alright, so he's gonna go looking in the world of evil. He is gonna be rewarding troubles with the soul armor, as we already know. But we still have the soul blade 100% elusive. What if the soul blade is vanilla? They already Jin already checked all the chests in the world of evil. There. Beginning to think more and more that that soul blade is hidden behind those mushroom shoes. Well, I mean, like I said, he is gonna find the soul armor here in that chest on the left. So, coming here not completely worthless. At this point, I mean, Jin is behind on some items, but it is a race to find the soul blade at this point. Nah, we already checked. Hype Cave was not hype. Hulk has already been there. Oh, poor Jin is gonna go over to Blester and find absolutely nothing. Yeah, unfortunately, Nova, there was a lot. That tulip does not have any item. Sorry to tell you. So, since Hulk has already done Blester, which is what Jin is doing now, we have to see where he's gonna go next. What he's gonna clear out next. At the very least, once he does find the Soul Sword, he will be able to come right back to the final boss and just do it. Not have to go through the world of evil again. A little bit, Uncle Worry. But they're kind of going on, like, almost worst case full clear scenario, which is kind of what's happening now. Alright, Hulk, where are we going? Yeah, that's the only thing Hulk is missing is the Soul Blade. Alright, he's going back to Grass Valley. What are you doing, Hulk? Ah, okay, he's going back to check out this cave. Yep. We returned to the painting, and that's where the doll Marie was. I don't think he's got goat's food, so he cannot do a goat check. They did not fully clear the lab, so the power plant is an option right now, as is the area behind the mushroom shoes. Those are the two main areas that haven't really been cleared out at this point. But yeah, this is almost a hundo at this point. Alright, Hulk is gonna be the first one to go check out what's behind the mushroom shoe. Exactly, dog, exactly. How can I help you? Give me the stinking soul blade already, man. Ooh, there's an item. If you push that tulip, there is an item underneath it, because that's usually where you would find the past vanilla. The red hot rod was in the fire temple where the with the metal scorpions. It could be under the tulip. Oh, there's one of the dolphins we need to get another item. If we get Lou, it could... So... Unfortunately, Jin is gonna find a lot of nothing here in this cave. Of course, there's still one treasure chest down here in this area, so it could be that Hulk just straight up finds the sword down here. Soul Blade can't be in the very first chest. You always get the regular sword. But it can be in any chest after the first chest. So poor Jin already discovering Hype Cave is not hype. The first sword is always in the first chest. Yeah, seriously. This has become super trolly super fast. Yeah, because if you can't fight things, then you literally have just soft locked the game and you're stuck. Oh, it looks like Jin's finally gonna go pick up his last red hot item. Unfortunately, he didn't get the last teleporter in Greenwood, so he's got to go through the water temple. Why going? Oh, I know why he's going this way, because he's got no choice. He didn't release the layer on top. So he's got to take the long way around. It kind of is, Julian. It kind of is. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Soul Blade is down here. But this area did give Hulk some stuff to check. Excuse me. And Jin is gonna probably clear out the last of the scorpions in here, just to be sure he didn't miss anything else. Oh man, poor Hulk is unsure where to go. I don't think we actually saw the left tower yet either. That also has some stuff in it, not much though. No, but I mean, we haven't seen the inside of it yet. Well, since Hulk did release a couple of things that give items, he might go check those first. And then go and check out the power plant or the tower if it's not there. At this point, Virus, it's pretty close because it is an all-out hunt for the Soul Blade at this point. So yeah, the audience is winning now. Oh, that could also be a thing. I don't know if they can still access Lisa at this point in the game. Hulk defeated the bird. It does not have the blade. Alright, so Hulk's going to check out the power plant. I know he hates going down here, because there just is not much down here, but There are at least 2 guaranteed items down here. Just gems. My guess is that Jin is probably gonna go to the king, and release Death Toll's palace. And then these two really will be pretty tied. Yeah, Hulk checked the mushroom shoes, but we didn't check the items from the stuff that got released yet. And we're gonna see where Jin is gonna continue his search for that elusive soul blade. And there it is! Hulk in go mode! Oh man, in the power plant the whole time! Oh my gosh, and he's got power bracelet, he's got super bracelet. This is gonna be a very easy Death Toll fight. But yeah, this was definitely a troll seed, man. A definite troll seed. I don't know what the seed number is. You have to ask either Jin or Hulk. Thank you, Bierce. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sick, but I'll be all right. Well, we know now that Jin needs to make his way down into the power plant. I guess it's just a matter of how soon he does it. Use a Metacorp. Yo, I wish I could. I wish I could. If only there were actual real-world items that worked that way. And that is GG for Hulk. He is your winner for this randomizer race. So a very big GG to Hulk through that trolley seed. Definitely give this man a follow. He is the one that created this randomizer. And if you enjoy it, again, I'm going to put the link in chat. Go play it. It's so much fun. But like I said, you really do need to know where items are. So there is a README, I'm pretty sure, which lists where the items can be found. But totally go play it if you like this game vanilla. And Jin is gonna pick up his Soul Blade pretty soon, and he'll be in go mode. He's gonna get a nice sub 3 hour seed here. I'm sure he's gonna be very happy about that. You don't even have to run Hundo% a lot. If all you have to do is just kind of get used to where the items are located. That's all. What do you mean? This was practically Hundo Rando. Yes, Amazing Toaster is correct. It does generate a spoiler file. If you do get stuck. And there he goes. There's his soul blade. Huh, I missed where the power bracelet was, because Hulk had it, but Jin didn't. That's interesting. I wonder where it was. But it doesn't matter, because Jin has the super bracelet. Will be fine. Totally fine. But yeah, this should be another very easy, very quick fight. Hulk, man, that seed was awful. It was fun to watch, though. Hey, it would have only been my fault if I had actually rolled the seed, and I didn't roll the seed. And that is GG for GinTatsu. Yeah, somebody did ask for the seed number. I don't know what it is. But yes, GG to both of our runners. That was absolutely fantastic. Very, very good times considering how trolly this seed was. You should definitely give both of these awesome gentlemen a follow. If you're not already. And one more time, linking the randomizer in the chat for y'all. If you want to go play it, that is where you can find it. No, the Soul Blade was in the power plant. And I think we're trying to bring both of our folks in for a bit of an interview. GG, Jin.
Thank you very much.
Man, what a trolley seed.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's that Soul Blade, though, in the one place you don't want to look.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I know how Hulk hates going down there, but I didn't know what your feelings on the power plant were. But that was a pretty close race, to be honest.
Well, it's funny because Hulk likes to skip power plant, and he likes to skip the layer that happened to have King Magritte in it. So I'm glad that he chose to check those out.
Well, he actually did skip the layer that had King Magritte and had to go back for it.
Yeah. See, I was at the end. I'm looking for that Soul Blade, and I'm thinking there's only a couple, like 1 or 2 NPCs with items left. So I'm just going straight treasure hunt, trying to find all the chests, and it worked out.
Yeah, it was. We were also waiting for you to go back to the Metal Scorpions to find the last Red Hot item too.
Yeah, I was definitely contemplating not going back there, but then I was like, oh, might as well. They give you that stuff, you might as well use it.
Yeah, that was man, that was a seed. I was so shocked to see so many early mermaid statues too, because you almost never see that early in the game.
Yeah, and I don't like to see that early in the game. That St. L's is such an annoying area to go through, being so big that I want Rockbird, I want the ghost ship, and that's all I want to see there. I absolutely hate going to Bluster.
Yeah, well, Blesser turned out to be a bust again in this seed too.
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
But yeah, it was such an interesting toss-up because like you had found all the stones first, and then you found the soul armor first, and then Hulk caught up to you and found the soul blade first.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple backtracking that I probably shouldn't have done, but it's those situations where you decide not to do it, and it turns out there was something cool there anyway. Like especially with Act 1, I like to go back to Act 1 as soon as possible to collect the items as they come instead of trying to wait until I've got more to go with, which, I mean, sort of makes sense in the first place, but at the same time, you just never know with Soul Blazer Rando.
Yeah, this randomizer is definitely all over the place. I was saying earlier, we still haven't cracked Hulk's code, whether we should be following the items or we should be following the NPCs that get released.
Yeah, exactly. I think my overall strategy is I just try and full clear as much as possible what's available until I get closer to the end, and then I just try and take into account how many item NPCs have appeared and how many would be left. And at that point, I just sort of decide whether I'm going to stop looking for layers or not.
Yeah, well, especially at the end there, especially because it was just purely an item hunt at that point.
Actually, right now, Turbo's Grave showed up, and it just reminded me. I was really worried that Soul Blade was going to be in the Leaves of Greenwood vanilla spot, and I would have to sit there and hunt all these NPCs to try and find the bird at the gravestone.
Hey, Hulk, GG, sir.
Hello. Thank you, and GG to Jin as well.
GG, brother.
So which one of you rolled that trolley seed?
I did. I plead guilty.
So what are your thoughts, Hulk?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy that I thought about that one layer in the right tower of Castle Magritte that I always skip. I skipped it the first time and then went for it. I was really about to go visit Lionel with the mushroom shoes, which was a complete bust.
Oh, that was the last thing I wanted to do for sure.
Yeah, and I went back to right tower first, and dang, that surprise when I found Magritte there. Oh my god, I was super happy that I did that first. Otherwise, I probably would have lost. Well, I ended up doing Lionel, most of it. I checked the item. I left like 3 layers there, and went back with the teleporter, and then finally ended up in the power plant and found the soul blade.
Yeah, I was saying I know how much you hate to go through the power plant.
Power plant sucks. It's really bad.
Now, I don't know how early you found some better armor, but I found this seed to be very devoid of good armor. I didn't get anything good until Magrids.
Yeah, I think I was on the mystic, no, not the magic armor for a long time until I got, I think, elemental mail from King, the Mountain King. But yeah, I was staying on the bad armor for a long time, and that made the seed pretty difficult. And that's the reason why in the right tower I did not do the lair I usually skipped. I was actually going for it, but I saw that my health was decreasing really fast. So I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna skip it for now. Use my herb and try to complete the right tower.
Did you do the Leo cutscene?
Yes.
What a disappointment.
Mm. I did almost everything actually, except for the left tower. And 3 layers in lane hall, and that's it.
Oh wow,
I
I
did
skipped
everything
like
else.
a lot of layers, went just straight chest hunting when I got to the end. I was only missing the soul blade and the red hot stick, so I'm like, well, I'll pass up
Okay.
on layers and go straight for all the chests and hope for the best.
Yes, Red Hot Stick, I found it pretty early because I was stuck with having to find Marie first, so I had to do some backtracking already. And I visited all the places with where you need the Zantetsu sword, so I ended up doing metal enemies in Fire Shrine and in Leo's paintings, so I found some stuff.
Yeah, I also
Yeah,
backtracked for those.
this seed is horrible because there was something of value in Leo's lab, no, in Leo's paintings where you need the Zantetsu sword, in Fire Shrine where you need the Zantetsu sword, and in Light Shrine where you need the Spirit sword. So luckily I had the Spirit sword before visiting Light Shrine, so I'm pretty happy about that. I don't remember what was there, what it was, but there was something important.
Yeah, the lower level had something good. The upper level was just 50 gems.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, GG. Thanks everybody at Speed Gaming for allowing us to showcase the rando.
Yeah, I'm super happy that we showcased it at Speed Gaming. I hope people enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun to go through. Of course, Chad always loves a trolley seed.
It did not disappoint, I guess.
But yeah,
All
when
right,
we're in
well, I
time,
think
give
I need to
these-
get
give
my
these
butt
runners
to
a
sleep.
follow.
Yeah, go to sleep, Jin.
Yeah, seriously, that was a good Breath of Fire run this morning too, by the way.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Yeah, you must be exhausted now.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna bounce. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for racing, Jin.
Peace out, Jin.
Yeah, have a good sleep.
And I think, unless you have any final thoughts, Hulk, I think this is probably going to do it
All
for
right,
us
well, I
as
think
well.
I need to get my
Yeah, I
butt to
suppose
sleep.
I'm gonna go on with the 2 runs I have now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have 2 runs coming up. Well, I wish you all the luck
Thank
to
you.
those, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And thank you everybody
Yeah,
for having
definitely. So I'm
me
gonna
as
bounce. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.
and I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, see you. Thanks a lot for commentating. Bye.